So you've actually got no water, and you kind of want to make a mob farm. You need iron, right? To make a cauldron to actually get so-called water. Now, I've got a very nice mob farm here for you, and this design has originally been created by Ilmango. I will have a link for his channel and the actual original video source in the description of the video. But yes, I'm DanRobzProbz, and this is my Minecraft 1.20 dry mob farm. Yes, and by the way, this only works for Java Edition, I'm afraid. I think Bedrock Edition doesn't work from what people have said in my video. But yeah, I made this on my Superflat world, okay, that I'm kind of playing. I'll have a link for that maybe as well in the description of the video, or an iCard will pop up or something. But yeah, I built this mob farm. I asked the guys in the comments section if they wanted to see a tutorial, and this is essentially it, okay? So yes, this is a tutorial for a 1.20 dry mob farm that uses no water and pretty much uses all of this. It's not that expensive. It will take you a little bit of time to get all these resources. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and build this in survival. I'm not going to go over each item and tell you need 64 of them, you need an axe. Yeah, I'm just getting on with this, okay? So yeah, all we need to do now is basically craft up a load of planks, okay, first of all. And what we need to do is turn most of these planks into stairs, because this mob farm actually uses stairs in the build, which is a bit of a weird one, okay? I'm not going to lie. That should make 40, and we need that to be a full stack, wherever it is. There we go. And we need about 20 more of them. So we need to make one more. There we go. I think that's all we need. So we need basically 9 stacks of stairs, okay, first of all. And then we need some slabs, and I'm going to craft these as I go, because probably I haven't quite got enough there. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I showed you all of this, because then you know how much I actually need, rather than me going through. You need 500 and something. Yeah, okay, Dan. We're not doing it like that. The other thing is, make sure you got some sticks so you can make some ladders, and you need 27 ladders. You probably could make a few more if you really have the resources for it, just to get in and out of the mob farm a bit easier. That's all. When you're actually constructing this thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need, but you definitely need that crafting table. Whoops, I was totally not supposed to let that fly off the edge. But you never know what happens in this game, right? The things just pop off funny. But anyway, wherever you're actually building this, if you're building this in a void, this is a lot easier to do. You want to make sure that you do not build this very low down. The reason for this is because bats will spawn in this farm. Bats are a no, especially on Java, because I think they do like mess around with the mob spawning rates. So yeah, if you're playing a super flat world like me, I had to build it up in the sky just to prevent the bats from spawning. I think they spawn below 64, is that right, if I'm not mistaken? We are currently at 64, so we shouldn't get any. Now, the other thing you want to pay attention to, which I haven't actually got on me, is a bed. Now, if you're actually building this in proper survival, I've got cheats on here, so yeah, the day-night cycle is not affected. There's no weather affecting this or anything like that. But yeah, you are going to have to worry about phantoms, unfortunately. So make sure you slept before you build this, or just take a bed with you. But anyway, basic mob farm rules apply here. We want to build out 24 blocks from wherever you want this to be built. And an easy way to indicate that is just make sure you got 40 left of my slabs. Pretty easy, right? So on the 24th one, you want to just build up 3 slabs like I've just done there. And this will be where the mobs will actually fall down onto, okay? And I like to call this the killing chamber. I don't really know if that's the right technical term, I guess. But yeah, we just want to build around this so we don't actually accidentally fall off, okay? Now, I like to just go around it 2 blocks like this. And then, obviously, you could extend that all the way down there to obviously make it a 2 wide gap so you don't have to bridge across a 1 wide slab a gap. But there we go. That's all we need to do there. Perfect. So next thing we want to do is take some block of any choice. Now I say that because you could probably just use dirt or sand or gravel or any block that's really easy to break with your hands, because currently if you're building this, you don't have access to crazy resources. You wouldn't have access to cobblestone probably at this point if you're playing a Skyblock or a Oneblock. It depends how hard the people who made the map. But anyway, any type of block. I'm using planks for this because that's all I've got access to right now. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, this will be our tower going up, and this will be like our scaffolding block, if you know what I mean. Next, we want to build some temporary blocks here. We'll place some temporary blocks, and then we're going to start constructing this thing. So, like I said at the start, this pretty much uses slabs and stairs, and what we need to do is put these around like this, and then we break these temporary blocks in here, and that's pretty much all we need to do for a minute. And then, all we need to do now is fill in that last little stair that I haven't placed in there. And then we just tower up on with these stairs 12 blocks higher than it already is, if you know what I mean. So we just do this. And you probably noticed that I did much like I did with the slabs. Just make sure you've got 12 ladders in your actual hotbar, and then you won't miscount anything. So now when we're up the top here, all we need to do now is put some blocks like this. And this is how the mob farm will actually work. Now, you've got to make sure that you are actually following what I'm doing here, because on the 12th block here, which will be a stair, you want to change this to a full block, which will be the 13th block of that stair, if that makes any sense. So from there, you want to build 3 blocks out. So 1, 2, 3, stair, stair, 1, 2, 3. Got me? Hopefully. But yeah, and then you want to just build out 4 like this, okay? Now, I'm not going to finish this part off. I'm going to just show you like this for now. The idea of this part is, though, where the mobs will actually kind of path towards, because mobs in this game seem to path towards full blocks. And that's why we're using slabs and stairs. If you want a better description of it, obviously go and watch Il Mango's video. But yeah, all we need to do now is kind of tower all the way up here until we reach the 13th and 12th blocks, basically. So this one, these stairs, you build up 12. These stairs, you build up 12. And these 2 here, you build up 13 blocks. So what I'm going to do is show you like one side for now. So that's 4, 5. Well, I don't even need to count this because I've already built the 13th one there, look. So that's all we need to do. Okay. Easy, easy, easy stuff. So the only difference here is, instead of this being a full block, we actually want to change this into a slab, okay? Like this. Perfect. And now I'm using slabs, okay, in places to try to save you some resources. Now you could put a stair there, but again, stairs are a bit more expensive than using slabs. So now I'm going to place down the crafting table, and there's something else we need, and that is the good old trapdoors. Now, I wanted to craft these with you because we actually need a total of 32, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I wanted to show you here. We need to put slabs here, and this will be the main one that all the mobs fall from. And wait a minute, hang on, Dan. That's only like 12 blocks high, right? What? They're not going to die from that. Yes, that's the idea. We don't want the mobs to die. If you want them to die, build this chute higher, okay? But if you're playing this as a Skyblock, if you're playing this as a Superflat world, or making this as that for that reason, you want to make sure that you're actually killing the mobs as a player kills, i.e. you killing them. So therefore, you got a chance of getting the juicy iron, right? Because that's what we're all after at the start. Is iron. But anyway, I'm going to start building this out, and then I should probably well, no, let's finish off the stairs here as well, actually, rather than constructing the rest of it. So yeah, this is going to be a bit of a pain though, because we are going to have to kind of use a bit of slabs here, and we might end up losing some to the void, unfortunately. I'm not really going to be able to do that, am I? There we go. Okay, we can. I might be able to just get away with placing one of these. There we go. And jump. Nope, I knew I was going to do it. There we go. This is why I wanted to kind of build this in survival, so you get a bit of an idea of how difficult this is actually to build. And honestly, guys, it's not that hard. Really isn't. I'll try not to edit this as much as I can as well, so you kind of get a feel for it. But anyway, this is how you should have it for now. I guess I could probably hop into spectator, right? So obviously I got this little extra block here. I need to get rid of that at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much the drop chute, okay? Easy, easy stuff, and not too difficult to understand, hopefully. So I'm back in survival. I just collected up all of the slabs at the bottom that I left there. And now we're going to continue building this. So what we're going to do now is actually make the first spawning platform. So from these slabs here, we want to actually build out 9 blocks. So I like to count from this one and then this one. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then we go out 8 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So, and then we just basically do the same thing on the other side. So it will be a total of 18 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we come out 8 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Perfect. And you might have guessed it, we just fill this thing in. And a little tip here for you is I like to fill in the middle of here like this. And then you can just kind of speed build it. Like this. And that's what you should end up with, something like this. So you want to make sure that these are the upper slabs. So if I place a block on it, it's not floating in the air, if you know what I mean. Because this is how and where the mobs will actually spawn. So yeah, that is so called the first layer kind of done. But what we want to do is actually start building some walls. So I can come up 2 like this for now. Like this. And you just want to go all the way around these. And this will be the walls to the actual mob farm. Now there's a reason I've only gone too high, and that is just so I don't actually take any fall damage. But I wanted to kind of give you a bit of an idea of how this is going to go. But each layer is technically 3 walls high. The idea now though is to place down some slabs to prevent the sticky spiders from spawning. Because yeah, this mob farm does not generate or spawn any spiders in it. Because they will just clog this whole thing up, and we do not want that to happen. So yeah, just place the slabs in that orientation. There just needs to be a 2 gap in between them. Apart from this one here has a 1 and this has a 1 as well. But yeah, all you need to do though, guys, is just keep mirroring this each time. So you need to basically equivalent of making 3 layers exactly like this. So once you've done all that, we can just kind of use the trapdoors that I placed in earlier to jump across. There we go. And yeah, we just want to come back to our ladder or scaffolding or whatever you're using. And we just want to add another 9 ladders on top of this. And now this will equivalent to the actual complete height of the actual mob farm. Now on my actual super flat world, I think I might have overbuilt this by 1. I realized I had to kind of chop this down. So don't do that, because chopping down a load of stuff with wooden axes really does take a long time. But yeah, that's a bit of a guide, so we know how high we need to go. And then essentially now we just need to build all of these stairs that I've placed in already here, all the way up to that height. That's all we need to do. So what I'm going to do is actually just be smart here and put these like this, and then put trapdoors against this wall like this. And what we can do is jump up onto there and jump up there. Therefore, we won't actually use up any blocks. Now we do need to fill this whole wall in with actual trapdoors. So we can kind of do that at the same time as doing the stairs, if you know what I mean. But we don't put trapdoors on the last one because we need to actually put a slab on there. You'll see in a minute what I mean. But yeah, we can just put hopefully on here and then there. There we go. So that's all that done as well. And then obviously we can just fill in this like that. Perfect. And now we can go back down using these as a bit of a ladder system. There we go. Perfect. And now we got the fun part of just going around placing a load of stairs. And if my maths was correct, we should use up pretty much all of the stairs we've got. There might be a few leftovers because I wanted you to have a few leftovers just in case you drop any off the edge, you know, if you've misbuilt or something. But I'm pretty certain there'll be like 4 left if I'm not mistaken. And there we go. That should be it. Perfect. done. So we ended up actually having a lot more than I anticipated. Yeah, so you could probably cut back on a bit of the stairs I told you to craft at the start. Yeah, we got about 50 too many there, Dan. But you kind of get the gist. Yeah, you need a load of stairs. It's not really the end of the world. You probably could use them in a build anyway, right? Once you got to this kind of point, what we want to do now is slab all this up, minus the actual, you know, where the ladder is, because we need to get back down at some point. So there we go. And yeah, I'm just going to go around like this for now. This is, again, kind of just to prevent mob spawning up here. We kind of want to utilize the efficiency of this as best we can. And haha, here we go. So we're going to have to craft up some more slabs already. That will probably keep me going, but I will just do that as well. But you kind of see, maybe I have overestimated a little bit of the logs. We will see at the very end how many it actually takes, like, to be precise. So once all that's done, all we need to do now is kind of climb back down the actual ladder here. And the reason I haven't built all this yet is two reasons, actually. Because we're kind of conserving our wood, because we don't know how many slabs we actually need yet. But the other reason is because we know this is a bang on at the 13th layer. Oh no, because I put these slabs here, these trapdoors, I can't get through now. But yeah, you kind of get my gist. What I'm trying to say, I can get back through easy like this. I'm probably going to have to break this one as well, though, because I will probably fall to my death maybe if I try and jump that. But there we go. Cool. So we're back in the actual mob farm. And yeah, all we need to do now is kind of build the next layer. So what I like to do is stand on top of one of these spider preventing slabs, I'm going to call them, and count 1, 2, 3, and then place a block up it like that. Pretty easy. And now this is where the actual mob differs from Ilmango's original design, I think. This is where I put my kind of spin on it, I guess. So on this part here, I like to put a trapdoor and then another trapdoor like this and fold it in. And then the mobs will think that's a full block, walk off there, land here, and then they will walk off here, obviously, when that would be closed. Now, the reason for this is because the mobs won't get stuck. Now, every time I've seemed to have built this, I've always got either a slab here or there, and they will get stuck sometimes under here. I don't know, it's a bit weird. They just seem to. It's mainly the skeletons. So yeah, just do a double trapdoor system like that, and it seems to prevent that from happening. But yeah, all we need to do now, though, guys, is pretty much mimic this, and that's it. This is the part where I suggest that you should bring an axe at least. This is because you will end up placing slabs, you know, not where they're supposed to be, in other words. But yeah, this is it pretty much. So all we need to do now is mimic this again. Now, I've got a few ladders left over. What I do is kind of come to one of the corners, break this, and we can just get in and out like that for now. And we need to put a slab on top of there, and then we can do the same thing again like that. And we can put a slab on top of there. Well, no, not yet, actually, because we're going to be climbing up that, right? That's a bit silly, Dan. There we go. So that's that. Right, cool. So now we just kind of mimic this. All we need to do is look where we put those spider things. There we go. And now we know where that's going, so it should be too hard to copy it, really. There we go. Just two apart, like so. Nice. And then, like I said earlier, 1, 2, 3, boom, done. And we're obviously going to have a hole there. And then, much like we did earlier with the trapdoors, we kind of do the same thing again. But you're probably thinking, wait a minute, this is like going to make them fall down a bit. Yes, it will make them fall down a bit, but they're not going to die because that's only a 12 block height there. So yeah, it should all be good, okay? Trust me. So the next layer is done. We just need to build one more layer. Nice. And that's pretty much it. So we can come up here. We don't want to put a slab on there. Not yet. And yeah, all we need to do on this layer is look at where the spiders will be spawning again, and we can just put them like that to prevent them because they spawn in this pattern. There we go. And then once again, 1, 2, 3, and then this one, we're going to go there and there. Okay. Now the reason for this is this one will prevent mobs spawning on top of the roof. this one will prevent Enderman spawning, right? So we need to do double slab on this one. But I'm only going to put the one on top of there for now. And we don't need to do the magical little hole. And for this, we're going to put these like that as well. There we go. So then it's all nice and neat. Nothing can spawn in. And it's all symmetrical and beautiful. So there we go. That is done. And this is how dark the actual room will be. And yeah, this will allow mobs to spawn in here. But that is pretty much it, guys. All I need to do now is kind of break my way back down. Because I don't need these ladders here anymore. And get rid of this. And you see, this room's quite dark as well, which is nice. Remember, though, there is still a hole at the entrance, but make sure you fill in that as well. And then we break these two. Fill that in. There we go. So we're at the very first level now, and we just need to come back across here. We can open this trapdoor here, jump up here, do that. Make sure that these are all closed on your way out, because we will not be going back in here probably. And you do not really want to go back in here because it will be deadly. But yeah, all we need to do now is put these two like that. But we need to put trapdoors back on there. But we will do that in a second. But the first thing I want to do is come up here and slab all this up. That's all that done. Nice. So now all we need to do, the final thing, is just fill in all of this. But what I'm actually going to do before I do any of that is come to this little corner here. Take out these and just put these trapdoors in. There we go. We can just kind of get across it like that. Bit fiddly, but we can do it. Oof, that was close. Nice. And then we can just put one there and one there. So you can do that either side. It's not really too much of an issue there. But yeah, the final little stretch now is just making this actual box now. So the mobs will actually kind of find the way towards this. Final slab is going in. Perfect. So that, my friends, is pretty much this mob farm in a nutshell. Now, the only thing I need to do now is, obviously, if you were building this in survival, you would have to do the same as me. And that is break your ladder and build the rest of it where it should be, if that makes sense. So, obviously, you build down your ladder like this. And then when you get to this magical 13th one, which is here, unfortunately, you got the horrible task of breaking this. Because we do not want these here. I mean, it probably wouldn't affect it, but it's just going to look very unusual being there in your actual build. But yeah, I'm just going to hop into creative here because you don't really need to see me breaking these. There's not really much point. But you can see that's probably taken me about half an hour, so 30 minutes to build. And that, my friends, is the actual mob farm done. It should all be pretty much symmetrical, okay? And yeah, that is it. So I've just come back down to the very bottom here just to show you how this kind of mob farm actually works. I've hopped myself back into survival. And yeah, I've cleared out my inventory as well. And yeah, we got some mob drops already. But look at all of these guys already. Honestly, guys, I've been standing there for about a minute. Not even that. And yeah, this thing will genuinely start to fill up like absolute crazy. Honestly, I cannot stress enough, this is an absolutely godsend of a mob farm if you don't have any access of water. And look at that, we've actually just got a potato. That's pretty cool. It'd be nice if it was an iron ingot though. But again, just to kind of clarify here, if I stand like... you will find it yourself, a bit of a sweet spot. Maybe like here. And what I'll do is just time-lapse this and we'll see what happens. So as you can see, there is quite a few mobs in here again. And they kind of bunch up like this. It's quite weird. And they will dance into each other. But yeah, the mobs will kind of get stuck in there a little bit as well. Obviously, I'm in spectator right now. So they're not going to acknowledge that I'm here and move. So they're just kind of standing there. But yeah, I wanted to get back in spectator quickly. And just kind of mention here that you can actually extend this. You could probably add a chute going down here. You could probably add a chute going down here. But on my Let's Play, on my Superflat world, I've actually added a second one going, basically mirroring the original one, going down here. Now that seems to be efficient enough for me, but maybe in the future I will be thinking about making another layer. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. A dry mob farm that uses no water, very simple to build. Hopefully my little tutorial was okay. I don't really do a lot of tutorials, but if you did enjoy it, let me know in the comments section. And obviously, you know what to do, the YouTube things. But anyway, I'm DanRobzProbz. Thank you very much for watching. And again, original creator is Mango. I've just kind of adapted it to my play style, if that makes sense. But anyway, take care, and I shall see you in the next one. Hope that helped. Bye! Right, let's kill these guys. Get some juicy XP. Look at them all. Oh, it's beautiful.